We could give
Maybe.
a name to the roundtables like that. No minor opinions.
No minor opinion. Sure. Hello.
Yo, what's up? This is Nagleria and fellow NASA staff. We got Lurk, Dark Fox, Dark Aries. We got that huge announcement that we were gonna tell you all about. Some of you might have picked up on it. It's I guess it's might not be that big for some of the viewers who've been like big time Twitch partners for a long time, but for NASA, we just made partner, and that's pretty hot. We've been talking about what kind of cool shit we could do for people that subscribe. We can get into that later. We don't really need to do like the no major opinion style like recap what everyone's done. I think we could just talk about what we want to do with partner, and then what we want to do with pre-NASA and NASA. So I'll leave it to Dark Fox. You can start off the.
Okay. Yeah, so we've got a bunch of benefits that we've come up with for subscribers. So obviously, you get your normal Twitch subscriber benefits like emotes, everything like that. But in addition to that, we've come up with some ideas just to make it more fun. So one thing that subscribers will be able to do is vote on tiebreakers during the game list creation for marathons. So certain times, usually for actual main NASA events like pre-NASA and NASA 2018, we do live game cuts to actually make the list. So when we're doing that and we run into a situation where we don't know which game to accept between, any number of games, subscribers are going to get to cast a vote on a straw poll and decide what actually gets into the marathon. We're also going to be able to have subscribers submit, or I don't know how we figured that out yet, actually, whether it was going to be submitted or just whether we were going to pick a pool, but subscribers are going to be able to vote on topics for No Major Opinions. So each episode, No Major Opinions, will have probably a subscriber topic at some point during it.
Yeah, I think it was going to be a list of topics or possible topics that
Essentially, yeah, they could pull a bunch and then talk about amongst themselves of the elite subscriber class about which they want.
Right. Another like kind of similar thing to voting on topics is they'll be able to join the podcast live and be able to ask a question or like take part like a little bit in the discussion. We're not sure how many like subscribers per episode that might be, but at least one,
Potentially for like a Q&A segment, we can like rapid fire,
right.
or if someone just has like if they're very passionate or knowledgeable on whatever topic we're on, we could have them on for like a longer portion. To be decided, I guess.
To be determined, yeah. In addition to those benefits, we of course have a Discord server, so there will be a exclusive Discord channel for subs to talk in, both for like marathon chats and other stuff. There's also going to be like a kind of tech-oriented like support channel for subscribers in that and that like category of the Discord.
So basically, if you're like me and when you're dealing with tech shit, you have no idea what the fuck you're doing, you go in the subscriber channel and then ask Dark Aries or Leneru, and they could tell you how to fix all the crap you're doing wrong.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So another thing that we want to do actually is to have exclusive merch for our subscribers, because one of the things that we do want to eventually get into is the selling of NASA branded merchandise. Everybody wants the NASA t-shirt or hoodie or beanie or whatnot. They want to be able to wear it as a brand, and we're going to have that at some point, ideally this year, but one of the things we want to do is have an exclusive section just for subscribers. So maybe instead of like a black beanie, you'll be able to buy a light gray beanie, or just you'll have that exclusivity option just
potentially
for
for anyone like if NASA like goes on a long time, for anyone who's like 3 years or more shit, we could get like a free toque or some shit.
Yeah, there will be we'll try to implement that.
Something that won't put me into crippling debt, but will still be like, yo, thanks for the support.
Another thing that we want to do is actually have a special registration badge for going to the event. If anybody went last year, they know that we tried out badges. It worked out kind of well. We're going to be improving on that this year. But one of the things that we want to do is, if you're a subscriber, you'll get a special subscriber badge. Maybe your name will be in like metallic gold or silver. Maybe it'll just be a completely different design. Maybe you'll have like a niftier lanyard or something. But there will be a perk to actually subscribing and showing up to the event. And you'll have a visible way to show that you are a subscriber and you did show up to the event. And this is your cool little subscriber badge that you can wear. So we're going to be working on that. And another thing,
potentially, just on the note of the badge, that it would depend on like whatever service we use to like buy the badges from. But at ESA, where they had 2017, where you could essentially just send like an image file of like 128 by 128 or something, and then that could be like on your badge as like an icon. And I think that was fucking awesome. That'd be a cool thing to have for just like a custom badge where you can put whatever the shit you want, so long as it's not like, they don't call the cops on us.
Yeah. And another thing that we want to do is actually, potentially, it would be a newsletter. Lurk has a cat, I have a dog, other NASA members have pets as well. Just have like a little pet newsletter to brighten up your day. Maybe you'll have like some inspiring quotes.
Photos of Lurk's cat.
So we'll figure something out, but everybody loves pets, so we're gonna share the love. And
we had the idea of a newsletter, and it was like we like anything important we kind of just tweeted out. So our newsletter would be of the hot hidden, like, dog Snapchat stuff or whatever.
Yeah, right. And then lastly, our last kind of benefit that we're thinking of is that, at the end of our live events, we like to have a kind of Reddit scroll of thanking everyone for what's happening. Except this time we're going to be a bit more intentional, and we'll definitely thank everyone who is a subscriber at that time, and who has subscribed at all, since pretty much all the money that we get through subscriptions are just going right back into the event. So let's share some pre-NASA.
So how much of the subscriptions or donations from pre-NASA could go to the event?
Yeah, so for the 2018 venue, it looks like our total cost, at least in Canadian dollars, is going to be about $6,370. No, sorry, $6,037.
And that's just for the conference-based cost. We would probably add a little bit to like pay for badges. That's the second cost, conference-based and badges.
Yeah.
So we're thinking that the estimate for what this is going to cost us in general is going to be about $65 per person. So our goal with pre-NASA is of course, just like last year, to raise some money to lower the cost to help pay for the venue overall. So we're thinking that our goal is going to be about $1,200. That'll bring it down to, that's like $15 off per attendee.
With the assumption of 80 attendees.
Yeah, with the assumption of 80. Maybe fair.
Number.
Yeah. Give or take. So that would bring the cost down to $50 per person. So submissions to join in on that marathon will close February 24th with a games creation stream sometime in the very near future around then.
Also, I think I should point out that the $1,200 is our goal, and if we get anything beyond that, we will put it to like buying stuff for NASA, like AV equipment, maybe like a pizza party if we get a lot, just something to make the event more fun.
Yeah, like there's definitely, I think our stream is pretty good, but it could be a way better. and it could be easier to manage by somebody who isn't me. So it would be quality of life changes like that, or literal quality upgrades as well. Like for example, the webcam I'm using right now, it's actually not a webcam. It's a Xiaomi Yi Cam, which is basically a Chinese action cam / GoPro. As you can see, it's a very wide angle lens, and this is, for example, this is one of the upgrades that I'm planning for the stream quality. So that way, instead of the narrow angle of the webcam where you're kind of trying to squeeze everybody in on the couch and stuff like that, you're going to be able to see the whole room. And this camera actually has a 1080 resolution as well. It's not going to look like ass either. In comparison to my old webcam, this is already looking a lot more brightly lit. The lighting's the same, so I think that's a fairly good upgrade. So there'll be upgrades like that going into the event, so that way maybe we can actually go above 720 and you guys can still see stuff. So
yeah, for reference, I think the camera I have now is what we used for NASA 2016, the Logitech whatever, like 721.
Yeah, something like that.
Which like has frame rate issues if you look at motion and shit.
Yeah, I have,
plus, yeah, if I
no issues
to adjusting to light and stuff, it's like kind of jittery. But it worked at the time. But we could get the good stuff.
Yeah, it's difficult because it's not like we have any sort of budget per se. So this is kind of an opportunity to actually have some sort of budget beyond just like stuff that we have ourselves, and we're just like, yeah, just bring it over and we'll use it. So
yeah, I just want to answer something in chat quickly. And Asper's asking, would it be possible to spend time with people outside of NASA to teach potential tech staff about the stream setup? That is definitely going to be happening. When Mystery Puzzle Challenge ends, the first thing I'm going to start doing is actually creating stream videos about our setup. So that way, anybody who wants to help out with tech, I can push them towards these videos, and they'll know, okay, so this is what they use, and and then I'm probably going to open up for volunteers, like a special volunteer Discord as well. So that way people can continuously poke at me to know what we'll be working on, what the workflow is. The whole day for the actual event, it's going to be completely set up, and I'm going to try to make it as educational as possible. Instead of me trying to hook everything up by myself, we're actually going to teach stuff. So there is going to be effort on the front, because I would actually like to get some sleep this third time we're doing it. So
yeah. And I think just like we would give subscribers abilities to like vote on tiebreakers for NASA, I think we should give volunteers perks for something like the next NASA. You can, I don't know, like choose one run to be auto as long as it's not like super garbage or something like that. Like something to just say like thanks for helping out, because we're not getting paid for this shit.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. And like the whole volunteers aspect of our live marathon will come later. We'll have more info on that.
Yeah.
Talking about the 2018 venue, maybe we should start talking about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I mean, this year, the venue that we chose is the Holiday Inn Hotel and Suites in St. Catharines. If you don't know where St. Catharines is, it's about half an hour away from Buffalo. It is in Canada. So it's about a half-hour drive from, let's say, the Buffalo Bison Stadium or the Buffalo Sabres Stadium. It's a very short trip, if you know where that is. It's about an hour away from Toronto Pearson Airport as well. I mean, it's kind of in the middle there. You can pick either or. It's also
I think, for Americans, you might be like to fly to the Buffalo airport and then go through customs like on road or something like that.
You could.
That might be like a decent option.
Yeah, if you can find a carpool method, that's my plan right now. Is I'm gonna fly into Buffalo, and I'm either gonna get picked up by staff or I'm gonna get a ride from someone on their way from like Massachusetts.
Another option is if you packed fairly lightly, the border crossing in actual Niagara Falls has a pedestrian crossing in it, so people always back and forth walk between the countries. If you packed light, it might be worthwhile to just get an Uber, walk across the border, do your thing, and then get another Uber or taxi in Canada to get to the city, or take a bus. There's multiple options. If you're flying in internationally, something you might want to look into is maybe instead of flying into Pearson, fly into the Hamilton airport, because that is half the distance away from St. Catharines, and it's a lot closer, so your travel time, if you have to use public transportation or anything like that, will be really cut down.
I'm not sure if that has nearly as many routes as YEG though.
Yeah, it's an international airport, but it's not as large as Pearson. So look into it if it's an option. If it's not, Pearson is still the biggest option.
This hotel is still like within walking distance of a train or bus station, I believe.
Yeah,
you were more familiar on that.
So the way that it works is there's literally a bus stop outside the hotel because it's at a plaza. So if you can get to St. Catharines, either to the Fairview Mall via a GO bus, or if you can get to the downtown terminal via like a Megabus or Greyhound or anything along those lines, it's just a bus, and you can end up on the route. Or if you're at Fairview and you feel like walking, it might be like a half-hour walk. If you have luggage, probably might not want to do that. One of the things that we're looking into, though, is if you somehow make it into the city by any way, shape, or form, is maybe we figure out a shuttle. That way, if we have like 5 people waiting at Fairview or waiting at downtown terminal, we'll just, pack up a car, pick you guys up, and then drop you off at the hotel. Because driving around the city, it's not very expensive or very long, but driving to other places, we don't have the money or time to do that ourselves. So
potentially, yeah, we should start a thread and ask people like, what time does your flight get into like which airport, and we could potentially get a little pool going.
Yeah, we'll help folks coordinate their travel, and there's based on last year that there's going to be folks who are going to be around who will want to help out in that sort of way. If you can throw them a little bit less than what an Uber would cost you or whatever. There's also a potential shuttle conversation that we're going to have, so that's in the works as well.
Yeah, and food-wise, again, we did listen to the feedback, because we do listen to feedback. Fairly certain the feedback thread will be open before the actual event, as it's been before, and basically, not enough white people food, too much ethnic food. I mean, it's reasonable. I mean, not everybody has to like sushi or Thai food or anything like that. That's why people should have choice. And on the plaza itself, there's a Boston Pizza, which is like a sports bar type deal. There is a Thai food place in that plaza as well. There's a Tim Hortons. Across the street, there is a Burger King, a Subway, a pizza place, a grocery store, Joey's Seafood.
How far is it from a Wendy's, man? Let's get
from
real
a Wendy's.
Here.
Okay, so that's gonna be like a 5-10 minute drive. I apologize.
Hey,
but,
that's still like enough where it's like if I'm hungry, I don't have to like.
But down the street there is also a McDonald's. There's a KFC, Taco Bell. There's a Jack Astor's.
Also, if for those who have never been to Canada, Taco Bell is edible. You won't die.
Yeah.
It is food, legally speaking.
KFC is also, not just dripping mutated chicken. It's proper Canadian poultry. maybe it doesn't have that authentic Americanness to it, but it's actually pretty decent. But I mean, if anybody has Skip the Dishes has actually recently opened up in the city, and more restaurants are starting to use it. So ordering food to the hotel or anything like that is looking to be a very possible option. In the chat, I'm seeing that where's the 24/7 IHOP? So in Canada, IHOP is not really a thing. Neither is Denny's. They exist, but they are not as frequent as in the States. And as we found out last year, they're not 24/7.
There was a 24/7 thing at this hotel nearby, though, right?
So
What was
in
it?
Niagara Falls, which is about a 20-minute drive at most, there is a 24/7 Denny's. It is tourism prices though, so I mean maybe that it's not going to be as cheap as Denny's in the States, but it is 24/7. There's
And
also
it's Canadian money. Let's be real here.
it's still fairly expensive though. But I mean, in any case, there is a lot more food options around, and like if somebody has a car, you'll be able to find whatever you want basically. So yeah, that's really with the restaurants. We have a link that has a Google map and it shows all the restaurants around it. So for booking, if you haven't already booked, I recommend that you do book. The website has our group code. Obviously, it's in Canada, so you're gonna need a passport. Really, there's no excuse. You should not put it off at the last minute. You should get it now.
It's not as scary as it seems.
Yeah. It's for whatever reason, Americans, and I don't say this as a bad thing, but they don't have or get passports. I guess it's because they never actually have to leave their own country, because it's fairly large. But yeah, get a passport. They last 5 to 10 years depending on how you pay for them.
I guess in Canada it's like for all the shipping and like costs and stuff, it's only like what, $30?
I think it's a little more expensive than that.
50. Oh, I guess it would depend also with if you're getting the 5-year passport, you can also get like a 10 or 15. Those cost different amounts.
I'm pretty sure all American passports are 10 years.
There you go. Apparently Walgreens is the place to go. I don't know how it is in the States, but if you have a Costco membership, they also have their own photography stuff. So if you want to save some money on the passport photo, do that. So there's really, get a passport if you're going to drive or fly in. You're going to need it if you walk in as well, which whoever walks in, I will buy you a cookie. And you need to provide proof you walked over the border as well. So registration and tickets, we're going to be opening up that probably after pre-NASA because we need to determine how much money we raise. It's like we said, if we raise X amount of dollars, then the price of registration is going to go down by X amount. So
if we get the goal, it'll be $50.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I think is
50 US dollars. I should specify.
Yeah, I think that's very acceptable, especially for what we're trying to do.
It'll happen whether or not we hit the goal or not.
Yeah. So that's...
Yeah, if no money is donated and everyone's just like, fuck you, then it'll be 65, which is still... it's pretty good for a week-long event. I mean, that's less than $10 a day.
Yeah. So... yeah, that's about all the hotel information that we have, unless anybody has any specific questions.
Some of you might be wondering, what about what's around the hotel? Well, of course, there still is Canada's Wonderland, and I think we should get a more organized trip for the group thing, because we did get, I think, 18 people or so last year, and if you get a group, you get a discount. It's like $36 a person for like the whole day, and that's like, it's a pretty good deal if you like roller coasters, so we might be able to get a more organized thing to get more people, or potentially multiple days if you're like me and you really like roller coasters. That could be fun. I know there's also like just shit to do in Toronto. If you want to go downtown, you could probably schedule like groups
Clifton
to go
Hill.
Do that shit.
It has multiple. Clifton Hill is the tourism place. If any Americans have ever been to Niagara Falls stateside, they know that it's a piece of shit. If you've gone to the Canadian side, you know that we have 2 casinos, we have multiple restaurants, big ass lights, a Ferris wheel, mini golf courses, like 3 midways, laser tag, all this crazy shit. There's
stuff.
There is a golf, not golf, go-kart. That's the word I'm looking for. A go-kart track is just opening up. It'll probably be open by the time NASA happens. So Clifton Hill, Niagara Falls is very tourism oriented. So
yeah. Did you mention that there's a bowling alley in the? Oh
yeah, there's a bowling alley in the actual hotel. The Wednesday it has all you can bowl and chicken wings for like 20 Canadian dollars. It's a cash only place, so get some Canadian cash, but otherwise it's very much worth it. They also opened up like a little arcade. It's not the craziest thing. Like it won't really compare to like Palladium if a couple of you guys went last year. But
Do
I
they
mean,
have
it's
any
still
light
something to
on
do, so.
We'll have to check.
Because I'm a
There's
huge sucker for light gun games.
there's also a rooftop bar,
Yep.
so that.
Beside the actual hotel, there's a Sky Zone, which if you guys don't know, it's a trampoline place, so that's a possibility. And there's also a laser tag mini golf escape room place opening up. If anybody's into escape rooms, by the way, Niagara is the perfect area to do it. In St. Catharines, there is one escape room place. In the Falls, there is 2 to 3 escape room places, I believe. So there's a lot of escape rooms in the area if you're into those. And I know the owners. Like, I don't hang out with them all the time, but me and those crazy guys, we are super into escape rooms. And the one owner of 2 places, the one in St. Catharines and the one in Niagara Falls, we talk to him all the time about the way that the escape rooms are built and the logic behind them and everything like that, because that guy is super passionate and he is just epic at making good escape rooms. Because sometimes you go to one and it's like, oh, there's just like 10 locks on a door, you need to figure out 10 separate puzzles that have nothing to do with each other, and you finally open up the door and it's great, you've escaped. But these ones actually have like a theme around it. All the puzzles go into another one, and it's not like oh, okay, here's a puzzle about pizza, and now here's a puzzle about a tank, and this is all in like some restaurant theme. Like, no, it actually makes sense. They're awesome. So there's a lot to do in the area, I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 4 months before the event is going to take place, so we're going to be looking to coordinate a lot of these trips. Just last year they were very impromptu, which is great, but we'd also like to make them a bit more planned and intentional, I think. Help people know what's going to be up. There's also a lot more stuff that's going to be happening on site this year. Like, last year we had the typical kind of, the marathon stream room and the practice room and things like that. But we're also going to try some like new stuff. There's the possibility maybe that we're going to have some vendors at the event this year. Dan, you kind of know more about that than I do, I think.
Yeah, so I'm trying to get in contact with people who would have relevant products to sell during the event. Things like HD retrovision cables or mods for consoles or controllers or anything like that. I'm looking into getting vendors relevant to people who would show up to an event like ours, so that way it's not useless stuff. It's stuff that, oh, you have this, I will go ahead and buy that. And I'm talking with people. Actually fairly busy trying to get all this stuff sorted out. It's crazy. But we're hoping to have some sort of vendor at the event as a trial run, obviously, and see if it goes well. Because I think that it's really the perfect place to have a vendor of anything.
Yeah, I think every single event, every event that I've ever been to, some number of folks have gone to some retro store to find stuff, whatever that is or whatever that ends up being. So we just want to bring it closer. Now you don't have to find the car ride over to whatever the place is locally.
And beyond just games and consoles, I guess the ultimate goal would be people that could do like console modding or like make input displays on Arduinos.
Like, if anybody remembers last year for the event, I made an HDMI modded N64. I actually made it with the sole intention of selling it during the event, and that's exactly what happened. Ding Chang bought it, and he's the proud owner of an HDMI modded N64. I'm hoping to maybe mod a couple consoles myself like that again, maybe like 5 to 10 N64s to give them like RGB out or anything like that, because most people, if they get into these setups and their N64 is the one lacking, because the best it can do is S-video. But maybe there's a lot that I want to look into as well. Like the guy who makes the Turbo Graphics Booster, he's actually from Ontario as well. So I'm going to be trying to get in contact with him. Maybe he can sell like a dozen or so of those Turbo Graphics Boosters and I'll find like PC engines to bring along as well, and people can buy like a stream kit, and Lurk will tell them all the good games for the consoles. So, but there's ideas there, and we're gonna try to implement something with possible vendors. So, I mean, another thing. Yeah, go.
Go for it.
Okay. I was just going to also segue this into the other thing that we want to try out, and that is panels. If anybody watched the No Major Opinions podcast, we had quite a bit of discussion on panels as well, and we're going to have at least 2 panels. One of them I'm going to be doing myself, actually, and that is a stream tech panel. So it will probably be going over our whole setup, why our setup is different from everybody else, what goes into streaming an event like this. Because it's not, like with any event marathon that happens, it's very easy to get something on stream in whatever quality at all. But whenever somebody always goes like, oh, like these runners, they stream themselves and, they have it working every single time. Why is it that an event can't have it working? And that's because the runner has everything set up for themselves. Maybe they only do one console. It's very much a them thing. They're very innate with their setup. They know how it all works. For all you know, maybe they tinker around for their stream for an hour before they actually go live, but you never see it because they aren't live. At a marathon event, we don't have that luxury. It's the stream starts, and anything that happens in between, you kind of have to deal with it. So
we have a little bit of setup time in between each run to try and account for what can happen. But
and I think CFB and a few people want to do a 4-player race, and I think it would make sense just to have that at the very start, just so we can get all that shit done, and then it's like bam, no more of that shit.
Yeah, there's some tricks that we can employ, but if, for example, we have like for last year Dark Souls, that was an interesting case because first off, we only had one runner PC that was set up. So we had to go ahead and plug in 2 more PCs right off the bat, and there was no room to have them pre-plugged in. So we had to do that all from scratch. We had the game on it beforehand, but otherwise it still had to get all set up, and then we still had to make sure that the capture was working and that all the runners were mic'd up, and then we finally got it all on stream. And there were some challenges there. If anybody was actually in the room during that, basically as soon as we had all 3 captures, I just bailed, went to sleep. Because it took a while to get it all set up. But I mean, that's, again, we're going to be taking steps to try to minimize that. With the bigger room, we're going to have more room to actually have tables to have things pre-set up. For example, we're going to have more than just 2+1 capture slots. So I'll be talking about this a lot more in depth during the actual events, and the goal is to have these panels recorded as well. We're going to have a little setup for the panel themselves, and I could probably talk about that as well. We want to have it properly mic'd up because in the room everybody will be able to hear if I'm talking or if anybody else is talking, but on stream obviously we're going to need to have some sort of audio and some sort of video. It's not going to be the fanciest, but it will get the job done, and it will go up onto the YouTube channel. Maybe it'll get streamed live as it happens. We'll figure it all out. Another panel that I am actually, again, I'm looking into doing things, and I have somebody who I'm talking with, and they are going to do a TAS panel. And this person's very into TASing. Actually, without them, the TAS video website would not be live, basically at all, literally, because he is the person who is hosting the website. So, gonna look into getting that set up. There's talks about having, for example, Super Metroid in an emulator with Lua scripting, so that way you can see all the hitboxes and everything like that, and explanation of how the run goes as an example. So looking into interesting panels like that.
Potentially, I think we should open a thread, so if anyone is like, if they're really passionate and they have 10 or whatever many minutes, 30 minutes, whatever the shit, to talk about I don't know, the theory behind Mafia, or how to like speed run a game, like kind of like the Strider thing they did at GDQ, which is cool because we could see what people want to do. We could get some cool shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We had an initial sort of interest thread, like if people wanted to, see if we wanted to have panels. But we can definitely solicit more like topics, and if people are more interested in putting stuff on, we'll totally look into that, because why not? It should be fun.
Yeah.
Weren't we also talking about doing an actual like end of marathon bonus
Credits.
stream roundtable?
Oh,
Yeah.
Doing a live feedback thread basically for on-site feedback.
Yeah, we are looking
Could be
into
cool.
do that. Basically the same thing that you're seeing just right here, except everyone would be in the same room, and it would just be
Yeah.
the same thing that we're doing now, and it would be focused on like marathon improvements and sort of feedback and things of that nature. So
I remember at NASA 2016 they when they set up the room, they had like pen and paper for like a bunch of things. So I just handed everyone like write down your thing. We could essentially do the same shit. I mean, it's not a bad idea.
Another thing that we could probably do if everybody shows up is a live No Major Opinions episode. Like that could possibly be a thing. I think that would be actually really interesting, because we would all actually be together in person talking with one another, and it would be kind of more of a panel type deal. So that could be really cool as well. So we're putting in work into having more interesting things for the on-site event itself. So
yeah, and not necessarily on our agenda, but I think it's worth talking about is we're going to try and improve kind of the on-site viewing experience as well. One of the biggest feedbacks I think that we got was that sometimes when you're in like the back of the room, and I've definitely experienced this at other marathons and at NASA and stuff like this, is that if you're in the back of the room and you're trying to watch like the CRT that the runner's playing on or something, you're not going to see anything. Like you're going to see half of it, because other people are sitting in front of you. We're going to try and provide ways to better view the marathon this time around, and improve sort of things from that kind of perspective, viewer wise. There's a possibility of like us getting a projector, possibly.
yeah,
Is that right?
I'm looking into getting us a projector and a screen and everything like that. Like I'm going full out. We're gonna have this to be good on stream and on site, so that way people can watch. We're gonna have a bigger screen, and so.
Yeah, I have like a 49-incher TV, like LCD, that I can bring as well if we need to. So we'll be looking into that sort of stuff, depending on our how the layouts of the venue kind of goes. We have 2 rooms total?
We have 2 rooms, yeah.
So we have like a big room and a smaller room. I forget the exact dimensions that those are, though. Well, it doesn't really matter.
We have a little over 2,000 square feet, or close to it, though. It is much more than around the 1,200 square feet that we had last year.
Yeah.
So
I have a spreadsheet for that, but it is over 2,000 square feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, another piece of feedback we got is that when there was a very popular run going on in the stream room, that shit got packed. There was already some sort of heat issues, which that was the hotel's fault, and we've been to this hotel and they have air conditioning.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we should be good this time around. So not only do we have a hotel with working air conditioning, but we'll have more space just in general for folks watching the stream. So that'll be really nice, I think, as well.
Yeah.
Also, as a question of like emotes in the works for subs, I think we all wanted, everyone in the staff were like, what should we get? And everyone was like, Nando, gotta have that Nando.
Yeah.
Maybe and there was like after that it was like not as unified, but it's like maybe an underestimate one, or just
me and those crazy guys really want an underestimate.
I think that'd be pretty good.
I'd also like an overestimate, and I want them to look the exact same.
I want a 2 worlds, like what's poppin' or hell yeah.
gamers.
That'd be hey gamers. That'd be pretty good.
But yeah, Nando will probably be the default sub for when you do like that free Twitch Prime or $4.99 subscription. So everybody loves Nando.
Yeah. I think these partners start off with like 2, and then it grows once you get more, and you like reach a cap, and then you just like permanently unlock slots. So
yeah,
it just really depends on like, you know, if folks want to support the event in that way. You know, if we get more slots, we'll get more emotes, I guess. And if people have ideas, like hit us up, because why not? I think there was another question. It was partially answered in chat, but like challenges and things like that. The second stream room is going to be interesting because it's going to be pretty multi-purpose. It looks like kind of the format of the hotel gives us like this like hallway deal thing where we're pretty certain mafia and stuff like that can take place comfortably, as long as it's like not too loud, you know, between certain hours. Right? Am I remembering that correctly?
Basically there's beside the one, what we're gonna have is the practice casual room. There's like a bunch of couches outside in like a little corner of the hallway looking into the parking lot with some large windows. So
yeah, it's gonna be like a chill area, mafia area kind of deal.
yeah.
And then the second stream is gonna take place in that practice room, and we're still trying to determine like what exactly that's gonna be, like whether or not, like definitely the panels are gonna be streamed like in there.
I need to destroy somebody at Mario Party. It's been a while.
Right.
I think
if anyone has like impromptu stuff that they're doing in there, and there's nothing else going on the second stream, we'll throw that sort of shit up there.
Essentially,
Maybe, like, just like a general cam, you know, up somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, late at night, if no one's there, you could just stream whatever the fuck you're playing if you want.
Basically, right. The plan for the second stream is that it should hopefully exist in some shape or form, but that it will not be detrimental to the main stream. I'm not going to be pulling any equipment from the main room to make a second stream happen.
Oh yeah, like room. The second stream, I'm expecting like laptop mic sort of.
Yeah, laptop, a webcam, like maybe a GB like USB or something. There for fun. Yeah.
It's just shoot the shit.
Maybe also, like maybe chuck a blue snowball in there for some mafia if it happens. Or
currently there's like a NASA Understream account I had a long time ago that isn't partnered. I don't know what hoops you have to jump through to get it. I'm just gonna say that it's probably not gonna be.
Yeah, probably not.
Not this year anyway. It's you probably need like a lot more pull on Twitch to get the multiple partnership.
Realistically, if you were gonna partner to the second stream, I'd rather you just subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is almost at 500 subscribers, which I think is pretty baller.
Or just sub to the main channel that you're on right now.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. Just buy that $10 sub instead.
There you go.
It really would be supportive, though. Like, it'd be crazy if we had any sort of budget for this event that wasn't just our own equipment. Like, that'd be kind of the
like
dream.
If people look at that yellow Tupperware or black Tupperware, but with yellow lid, that's like a massive box of just cables and cables and cables.
Yeah.
Remember, years ago,
I have the exact same code under my desk.
There was people bitching about ESA's name. And someone was suggesting they could just rename it like Edenall Savings Account just because he puts like most of the money from him. And then like it would work for NASA of Nigeria's actual savings account. Because like it not so much for the 2017, but for 2016 it was like I dumped a lot of money in. So it's like, yeah, this is our money of like the people you see here, like the other staff. It's like this is just most of the equipment is all shit that it's like we use.
Right.
So it's
like if nobody knows, the main NASA stream setup is my setup. It's everything to the right of me. All the equipment in that entertainment stand and on top of it and everything. The computer that I'm currently resting my feet on, out of frame. That is all like the capture equipment side of it is what's going to be used for the main stream. Most of us, like Naglaria has an OSSC, I have an OSSC. It's not technically needed for the event, but it's one of those quality of life things to make it so I can actually get some sleep.
Plus, it's easy to use.
Yeah. For example, I have a data path capture cards. So does Dark Fox. Those crazy guys in Lurk. That's already 5 inputs in the best quality you can get right there.
When combo second stream could have an MHC stream for part of it. I'd say like if you get like DSS, Burton, SJU, it's like hell yeah, there can be an MHC stream. If you get Worcester, like the whole crew, then you could have like a whole like 4 days all to yourself. Do whatever shit you want.
Well, there's a question about like what does our sub and bit money go to in chat, and basically, I guess our priorities are sort of like number 1, pay for the venue, number 2, pay for like the equipment that makes the marathon happen, that makes the event run, and then beyond that, it's sort of like quality of life stuff, like what areas was just touching on, all the tech
we could buy pizza if we get money for that.
Right.
It could be a way to thank volunteers.
Just quality of life stuff for the event, and quality, better quality tech equipment and things like that.
Like, personally, my goal for the event is to just be able to provide the best viewing experience both on and off site. So that's what the money would be going towards, is improving that aspect.
Yeah.
Anyone else have questions?
Plus,
at this point, this is really a general Q&A. So, but go ahead, Darfox.
I was gonna say, we were talking about maybe doing challenges and stuff on site. Obviously, the F-Zero challenge would probably be set up. If we had challenges, and we had extra money, then we could probably have prizes and stuff like that. So, yeah.
I'd like to see the BZ challenge. Get shrimp added ESA, and that had like at least like 60 people do it, and I think we could get that going again.
Yeah.
And then I guess I could also open up a thread for that stuff of like beat X game or X thing in a game. Certain things that would be fun to do or watch.
Word.
Does anyone else have any questions for us?
Diversity of speed games, so we're not leaving out like puzzle games, or do you mean like
we don't even do that because I make sure that puzzle games get their fair share in the schedule. We literally had a puzzle block last year.
I mean, if you mean people,
it's like we pretty much just go by whatever speed runs they. If it's a good speed run, we accept. If it's shit, we don't. I don't really care if you're like, I don't know, famous for activism.
If we're talking about people, I'm going to quote our speedrun saying that there's nothing to complain about NASA. They had a girl runner. They had, ethnic runners. It's like everybody's there, so.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's literally just whoever shows up. We have no way of controlling anything like that. So
if you
whoever wants to come is perfectly welcome.
Yeah, no one's like prohibited based on like race or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just,
no.
Submit a speed run. If we like it, we'll accept it. Is basically it.
Yeah.
As far as I know, well, it's like we don't have any dedicated otherkin speedrunners, if that's what you're asking. Or if you mean like Lurk's cat to just like hold left or right and play Barney. I don't think that will happen, but maybe someday.
I'll have
nothing planned.
I'll have to buy Barney, and then I'll get him to run Barney.
Awesome.
I just mail you my copy. If I'll do it if you get the cat to run it.
Just gotta pour like some catnip on the controller so he presses start or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well, Tier was asking about challenges, and yeah, we kind of went over that a little bit. I just brought that up, but I think F-Zero challenge is an obvious one. If Brobuzz is gonna bring Dragster, I absolutely want there to be a Dragster challenge.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Get a 551, and I will like personally give you a full body massage.
That's a crazy challenge right there.
Does that include a happy ending?
Dude, this is Twitch safe terms of service. Of course not.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Will the link to the past randomizer tournaments be banned? I don't think there's been one at NASA.
No. We've had
no.
randomizer on stream.
Yes, we've had randomizer on stream, but
Plus, it's like I remember like at GDQ there was the hassle of like Caveman set up the Evil Zone thing, brought all the the TVs in, and then just like an unscheduled randomizer came in.
That was the PlayStation Mystery tournament.
Yeah. Oh, PlayStation Mystery Tournament, right? Not Evil Zone. And so far we don't really have any scheduled things. So if someone wants to do a mystery randomizer or whatever the hell, go for it.
Yeah. We'll probably put up a forum thread for if you want to do a tournament or people want to organize a tournament. We can probably figure that out. Yeah. What other on-site stuff? I feel like we missed some on-site stuff we were thinking about. Maybe not. I feel like I should have a list of this stuff.
There literally is.
No, I mean, like, I think that there's stuff missing off of this agenda that we talked about.
No, during NASA we probably won't take donations. I mean, we could take subscribers. We're not gonna like turn that off.
We'll take your bits and we'll take your subscriptions, but it's literally just gonna go to the event.
But no like donations or anything.
There won't be a cause for the money to go to, if that's what people want.
Yeah, no, there won't be any charity or anything like that. And tier, yeah, I mean, ideally, if we've got a tournament going, we would try and have at least one match at a time on the second stream.
Yeah, but as for like getting money for that, I think any money we get from like subscribers stuff should only go to the main stream, and then like the second stream should only be like run by like extraneous equipment.
Yeah, I wasn't in any way talking about donations with that. The second stream is just going to be whatever we have to throw together so that we can just have that content be out there.
It does not get my seal of approval on quality. Let's just put that.
Yeah. I mean, it is possible that it could be higher quality depending on what I can bring. But it's still not going to be anywhere near the quality of the mainstream.
Yeah.
And we're not going to put that kind of effort into it, honestly. Like, maybe one person will just walk over and set it up and then leave it running for like a tournament where people can just sit down and play the game, you know? So there's probably not going to be a ton of hands-on stuff with the second stream, ideally. Unless we can get some volunteers that want to just, you know, sit in the casual room.
It's cool though because it'll exist. It'll be there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a start. Yeah. Kind of like how the pinball guys did it, yeah. To some extent, yeah. Except we would have an actual like microphone like this or something sitting on the table where the console was, so that you could hear the runners and stuff.
Right. I have like a GV USB 2, so you know some SD capture shit. You know, if we want to do that.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I think Zast was talking about bringing an Elgato last year to do a second stream with. So
that's assuming he hasn't thrown it in the garbage.
Yeah, assuming he didn't throw it away when he got his data path, then yeah, he could potentially bring that, and we could use the Elgato.
Right.
So,
by the way, if Elgato wants to sponsor us with some free equipment for the second stream, I'm all for it. But yeah, it will just be, it'll be there in some shape or form, but it will not. Mainstream is like where all the quality stuff is, so do not expect them to be the same.
renting a Jap dance machine. Yeah, that would be cool. If we have a budget, because that shit's really expensive, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Just because I would imagine just the transport costs would be astronomical.
I mean,
Let alone the rental costs for a week.
Dude, my house is 2 pickups. The transportation's not a problem. It's the fact that you actually have to rent them.
Right.
And the hotel has to be cool.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's hard to say. Probably not. Definitely not for this year.
Yeah, for sure. Unless like 1 million people subscribe right now, like I don't think that's
Right.
gonna happen. Like
I said, if the dream comes true and we have some form of budget, which would then even for a dance machine would have to be astronomical.
Yeah.
Then yes, maybe.
you really do need more of a GDQ level budget for something like that. What about the dunk tank?
A dunk tank? I could just sit on like a tank.
I can look into how much it costs, but it will probably not happen.
Sit
Maybe
on a
next
dunk
year.
tank and IRL shit post on
What I can do
people's speed
instead
games.
is I can bring a bucket, I can fill it with water, we can splash idiots in the parking lot.
Or I guess it's like subscribers can like in the parking lot and just give them a bucket, just dump it on me, and it's like there
we go.
subscribing.
There's your subscriber incentive right there.
I'm
Nice
good for
gimmick.
that.
So just while there's no more questions at this time, just want to remind everybody that the episode 4 of No Major Opinions has been rescheduled to February 16th. It's going to be having Fiesel on with us to talk about like speed gaming and what he's doing there and kind of his journey that led him up to that point. So that'll be extra fun. Hope you can tune in then.
Yep.
Yeah, that should be a really fun episode, I think.
Yeah. Also, make sure to get your pre-NASA submissions in, because pre-NASA is the most direct way you can support the marathon.
Yeah, if you aren't going to show up to actual NASA, pre-NASA is like your best second thing to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Reminder that those submissions will close February 24th. So you want to get them in before then.
That reminds me, I need to submit shit too. I'll get on that.
Yeah, I kind of want to submit something too, but I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Should I submit bears? I don't have world record anymore.
You're...
I could try and get it. I could try and get it on stream.
We should have kicked you off staff the moment your record was taken.
Damn. I'm gonna have to fix that, I guess. I don't want to play that game though. It's terrible.
You have an obligation.
You made your choice when you started playing.
Yeah.
Like,
it was a mistake.
Wait, the guy, did he play on emulator?
Yeah.
Okay, then you fucking have to, dude. Come on.
Well, yeah. I mean, I play on emulator.
For shame.
But yeah, if
I don't have a working Sega right now.
If there isn't any more questions, what we're actually going to be doing is going on a bit of an intermission, and we are going to stream the Mystery Puzzle Challenge matches that happened this week. It was a bit of a slow week, so there's just going to be one group from losers, so four runs happening at the exact same time. But it's kind of how we're going to end the stream tonight here, is we're going to intermission and then do the Mystery Puzzle Challenge stuff, so...
And on the question of championship belts, no, but like there are like places where you can buy like trophies, like little memoranda type shit that's like not that expensive, so you could get some... might be able to buy some joke shit. Because I know Flicky did that for the AGU 2013 mystery game thing they did there. So, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
We'll have to get back to it.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We appreciate it. And stay tuned for these Mystery Puzzle Challenge tournament. Yeah.
See ya.
See ya.